genome in 10,000 years hence into a living cell to do it. Now the question is, which living cell? Because you see, that will provide all the material initially to enable it to be reproduced. So what I'm saying is that it cannot be a faithful replicator except in the presence of its vehicle, which is the living cell. So I don't think there can be a neat separation between the replicator and the vehicle.
Proofreading is, of course, very important, and that is one of the ways in which it's true that self-replication happens. What matters from an evolutionary point of view is that certain genes survive in the gene pool and others don't. Now, the proofreading is very important. That helps the thing along. But what matters from the evolutionary point of view is the survival or non-survival in the gene pool of successful genes versus unsuccessful genes. Successful genes are the ones which statistically have a positive effect on their own survival through gene pools, and the way they do that is via their phenotypic effects, their effects upon a succession of bodies. In any particular body, we have a combination of good genes and bad genes, successful and unsuccessful, and the body will die or not depending upon all sorts of factors. It may get struck by lightning, it may be eaten by a lion and wasn't looking, and so on. But on average, if a gene is successful, what that means is that it has a beneficial effect upon a large number of bodies in which it finds itself. Very often it will find itself in the company of bad genes, and then it'll die anyway. But statistically, on average, certain genes will get through the 10,000 year time of more than 10,000 years, millions of years, will get through all those generations because of its average statistical effect upon a whole lot of bodies. And others will not get through because of their average statistical effect upon a whole lot of bodies. That is natural selection. That is why animals are so good at what they do. It's why birds are so good at flying. It's why moles are so good at digging. It's why fish are so good at swimming. It's because of the average statistical effects of a whole lot of genes working together in concert with one another to make good phenotypes. And so all the complications of what's going on inside the body in embryology, all the proofreading, all the interactions, all the things that Denis describes so wonderfully in his book, are completely irrelevant if what you care about is the survival over many generations of certain genes rather than other genes.
Yes, I fully understand what you're saying, Richard, but I don't think you really answered my point, because you see, I was saying that none of that would happen without the cooperation, at the least, and I would say the very active cooperation of the living cell, because as I said, it's only a living cell that can reproduce accurately.
Yes.
Now, I think what